The nurse whispered, "Your son is lying to you. My name is Helen Carter. I'm 73 years old. And 3 months ago, a stranger saved my life with 6 words. Your son is lying to you." At first, I thought she was insane. 24 hours later, I discovered my son had secretly listed my house for sale. And if that nurse hadn't warned me, I would have lost everything. Not just my home. Not just my money. My freedom. My dignity. My entire life. And the most terrifying part, the man trying to destroy me wasn't a stranger. He was my own son. Michael Carter. The little boy I had raised by myself after his father died. The little boy I had loved more than life itself. The little boy who had apparently spent the last year planning my downfall. The nightmare began on a rainy Tuesday morning. I was recovering from a minor heart procedure at St. Mary's Medical Center. Nothing serious. The doctors told me my heart was stronger than most women my age. I felt relieved. After all, I still drove my own car. I managed my finances. I volunteered at the public library. I traveled twice a year. Life wasn't over. Not even close. Michael sat beside my hospital bed scrolling through his phone. Every few minutes, he smiled at me. Every few minutes, he asked if I needed anything. He looked like the perfect son. "Don't worry, Mom," he said. "I'll take care of everything." Those words comforted me. For years, I trusted Michael completely. When his first business failed, I paid his debts. When his marriage ended, I let him move into my house. When he wanted to start over, I gave him another chance. And another, and another. Because that's what mothers do. We forgive. We sacrifice. We believe. Even when we shouldn't. A young nurse entered the room. Her name tag read, Sarah Mitchell. She checked my blood pressure. Checked my temperature. Asked a few routine questions. Everything seemed normal. Then Michael left the room to answer a phone call. The moment the door closed, Sarah moved closer. Very close. Then she whispered, "Your son is lying to you." My stomach tightened instantly. "What?" Sarah glanced toward the hallway. "He told hospital staff you're having memory problems." For a moment I thought she had confused me with another patient. "That's impossible." She nodded. "I know. What exactly did he say?" Sarah hesitated. Then answered, "He said you've become forgetful. He said you're confused. He said you're struggling to manage your finances." Each sentence felt like a punch. None of it was true. Not one word. Before I could ask more questions, Michael returned. Sarah immediately stepped away. Professional, silent, as if nothing had happened, but everything had changed. That evening, Michael drove me home. The rain tapped softly against the windshield. For most of the drive, neither of us spoke. Then suddenly he said, "Mom, I've been thinking." I looked at him. "Dangerous hobby." He laughed. Then his smile faded. "I think it's time we started discussing your future." Something about his tone bothered me. My future. Maybe a retirement community. The words hit me harder than I expected. "I'm not interested." Michael sighed. "Mom, be reasonable. I'm perfectly capable of living alone." For a split second I saw irritation flash across his face. Then it disappeared. But I had seen it, and once you see something like that, you can't unsee it. That night I couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m. I went downstairs for water. As I passed Michael's room, I heard him talking on the phone. I stopped. I know I shouldn't have listened, but something felt wrong. Very wrong. Then I heard him say, "She's getting suspicious." My heart nearly stopped. A pause. Then, "No, not yet." Another pause. "We need more time." Silence. Then words that changed everything. "Once the house is sold, everything becomes easier." My blood ran cold. The house? My house. What was he talking about? I stayed frozen outside the door, trying to hear more, but his voice became quieter. Eventually the call ended. I rushed upstairs before he could see me. The next morning I decided to check my finances. I expected reassurance. Instead, I found horror. An email, hidden among dozens of messages. The sender, Harrison Realty Group. The subject line, property listing confirmation. My hands trembled as I opened it. Attached was a legal agreement. For my house, my address, my property, my home. And at the bottom was a signature, supposedly mine. But it wasn't. Someone had forged it. Someone had listed my house without my knowledge, without my permission, without my consent. Deep down, I already knew who had done it. I immediately called the real estate company. A woman answered. Harrison Realty Group. My name is Helen Carter. There was a brief pause. Oh yes, Mrs. Carter. My stomach dropped. The listing was real. The agent believed I had personally approved it. When I explained I had never signed anything, she sounded shocked. Within minutes, she canceled the listing and promised to investigate. I hung up, shaking. Michael wasn't trying to help me. He was trying to steal my life. But why? The answer arrived 3 days later. And it was worse than anything I imagined. That afternoon I received a call from attorney David Collins. Mrs. Carter. Yes. My office received documents regarding a guardianship petition. I froze. A what? Your son has filed paperwork claiming you're mentally incompetent. The room spun around me. Mentally incompetent. My own son wanted the court to take away my rights. My bank accounts. My property. My freedom. Everything. I couldn't believe it. Then David said something terrifying. Mrs. Carter, according to these documents, you suffer from severe memory loss. I sat down slowly. Suddenly, every strange thing started making sense. Michael constantly asking about my finances. Michael encouraging me to move. Michael speaking with hospital staff. This wasn't random. This was a plan. A carefully organized plan. And then I discovered something even worse. The documents contained medical reports. Reports claiming I was showing signs of dementia. Reports I had never seen before. Reports supposedly written by doctors. Fake reports. Fraudulent reports. Someone had created an entire fictional illness. And that someone was my son. That night I cried. Not because I was afraid. Because I was heartbroken. I kept remembering Michael as a little boy. His first bicycle. His first baseball game. His graduation. His wedding. I had spent decades loving him. And now he saw me as an obstacle. A paycheck. A problem. By midnight my tears stopped. And something else took their place. Determination. Because Michael had made one critical mistake. He thought I was weak. He thought I was vulnerable. He thought I had nowhere to turn. He was wrong. You see? There was something Michael didn't know. Something nobody knew. 20 years earlier, my late husband sold a manufacturing company. Most people assumed the money had disappeared. It hadn't. The money had been invested. Protected. Hidden. And after 2 decades, it had grown into nearly $5 million. $5 million. Michael believed my house was my biggest asset. In reality, it wasn't even close. The next morning, I hired a lawyer. The best lawyer in the state. Then I hired a private investigator. Within 2 weeks, we uncovered enough evidence to destroy Michael's entire scheme. Fake signatures. Forged documents. Unauthorized financial transactions. Private emails. Recorded conversations. The deeper we looked, the uglier it became. The investigator even discovered Michael had been meeting with nursing home administrators. He wasn't planning my future. He was planning my disappearance. Then came the final blow. A recording, one simple recording. Michael talking to his girlfriend. I just need control of the accounts. What about your mother? She asked. A laugh. Then his answer. Once she's in a facility, she won't know what's happening. I listened to those words 3 times. Each time hurt more than the last. But they also strengthened my resolve. A month later, I invited Michael to dinner. He arrived smiling, confident. certain he was winning. The table was beautifully prepared. Candles, wine, his favorite meal. Just like old times. Halfway through dinner, I placed a thick folder on the table. Michael frowned. What's that? Evidence? His smile vanished. I opened the folder. One by one. The forged signatures. The guardianship petition. The recordings. The emails. The financial records. Everything. The color drained from his face. For the first time in his life, Michael looked afraid. Mom, no. My voice remained calm. You've talked enough. His hands trembled. I can explain. Can you explain why you forged my signature? Silence. Can you explain why you lied to doctors? More silence. Can you explain why you tried to steal my home? Nothing. Because there was nothing left to say. Finally, I placed one last document in front of him. A new will. His eyes widened. Hope appeared briefly, then disappeared. Every dollar, every investment, every asset, every property, gone. Not to him, not to anyone in the family. Everything would be donated to charities helping elderly abuse victims, children's hospitals, scholarship programs, veteran support organizations. Michael inherited nothing, absolutely nothing. He stared at the document in disbelief. Then anger replaced shock. You can't do this. I smiled. Actually, I could. And I had. For years he had been waiting for me to die. For years he believed he deserved everything I owned. But he never understood something important. Inheritance is not earned through blood. It's earned through character. And his character had failed. The lawsuits followed. The criminal investigation followed. The truth came out, and eventually Michael faced consequences for every lie he told. Today I live peacefully near the coast. I travel. I volunteer. I spend time with people who genuinely care about me. Sometimes people ask whether I miss my son. The answer is complicated. I miss the little boy he used to be. But that little boy disappeared long ago. The man he became was a stranger, and strangers don't deserve unlimited chances simply because they share your blood. If there's one lesson I've learned from all this, it's simple. Never ignore the small warnings. Sometimes the people trying to save you are strangers. And sometimes the people trying to destroy you are the ones sitting at your own dinner table. And if that nurse hadn't whispered 6 simple words into my ear that day, I might never have discovered the truth. Your son is lying to you. Those 6 words saved my life. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy powerful stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to Grandma Willow's Tales and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story.